All right, everybody. Welcome to week 2, unit 2. And this is on getting really clear about who your soulmate client is. So in week 1, you're starting to already dive into this and align your why with the why of your soulmate client. And this week, we are focusing on getting your soulmate clients to really, really come forth to share with you so that you end up knowing this soulmate client better than they know themselves. So what we're going to start with this week is on your niche or your niche, however you want to say it. There's no right or wrong way, but your soulmate niche. Okay, so this is super, super important. And I have personally been through many, I'm doing air quotes, even though you can't see, target market research exercises. And we are going to do this in a very heart-centered way. And I didn't always appreciate the importance of this, but if you want to get your marketing copy and your language right, and you want to align your why with the why of your soulmate client in a very clear way, this is super, super important. So first, here's the thing that you need to know is that your soulmate client, the person that you were put on this planet to serve, needs you to serve them for true transformation. They need you to help them with their problem, whatever that is. And here's another thing you need to know is that there is no competition in this space because you are the only one who holds the very unique gifts that you do. Okay, so sure, there are other gym owners, there are other realtors, there are other people in every industry, but you are the only one who will work with clients the way that you do, who cares the way that you do, who communicates the way that you do, who connects the way that you do. And those soulmate clients need you to transform. And so getting clear on your niche is going to magnify those gifts because you are going to feel energized working with these people. We have all had those clients that absolutely drain us. And as heart-centered business owners, we often find ourselves working with clients who drain our energy rather than clients who energize us because we are heart-centered and we do care and we want to help people. But when you start attracting the right type of people and you're working primarily with your soulmate clients, it is amazing how different the energy is and how different you feel at the end of every single day. And the thing you need to know here is that they are never going to receive your gift of transformation if they don't know about you, okay? So that's a visibility piece, right? And already in week 1, you and I started working on gaining that visibility, getting some traction there. And the next step is going to make sure it's being visible to them, but also in a way that is going to resonate with them. So you have to start speaking their language, and what better place to find the language of your soulmate client than directly from your soulmate client. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So what is a niche, right? This is simply put, your target market plus the solution you provide is your niche. So don't overthink this, don't overcomplicate it. I'm going to give you kind of a fill in the blank statement to make this easy for you. Now, one thing I want to say here is don't think, okay, so you're looking at the slide, you may think to yourself, well, I already know this, right? I want you to be really open-minded, and I want you to do these exercises as if you've never done anything like them before, because I know you haven't done it the way that I'm going to teach you to do it. But also, be open to adapting this as you move forward, because as you dive deeper into this research on your soulmate client, the more conversations you have, you cannot do this exercise once and then close it and never open it again, okay? So this is like a live document where you are constantly adding words, phrases, notes, and I'll explain really how to do that and how to use those things here in just a minute. But this is a breathing, living concept in your business, okay? And so there are a lot of reasons that business owners fail to niche, right? And to be perfectly honest, when I first started out in business, I wanted to help everybody. And there's a couple of reasons for that. And so I didn't really see the importance of this, but I want you to think about, even before I go into this slide, think about maybe you've been on Facebook, right? And you've been scrolling, or on Instagram, or something appeared in your email inbox. I don't know, whatever it is. It maybe wasn't a product that you're looking for. It maybe wasn't a person or company that you'd ever even heard of, yet you took action. Whether you clicked on a button and registered for a webinar, whether you actually purchased a product, whether you signed up for a freebie or a download, there was something in the language that really spoke to you. Maybe that language even sounded like it's a thought that came out of your own head. And I'm telling you, that is the powerful, powerful messaging that you want to create as you market and speak to your soulmate clients. So think about a time that you've had that experience because you were clearly in someone's niche, right? To get you to take that type of action. So there are a lot of reasons that business owners fail to do this. Again, so fear of missing out, right? Especially in early stages of business, or maybe if you're struggling, or, finance isn't where you want it to be, you can feel like, well, if I niche too much, I'm going to deter some people and, miss out on the money or the sales or whatever. And I'm here to tell you that just because you get really clear on your niche, you're going to attract your soulmate clients, which is what we want, but you're also going to attract clients outside of that niche. So don't think of this as a super limiting thing, okay? Some of us, as I kind of said before, don't like to leave people out because we are really truly in the spaces that we are in to help people in some way. But remember, just because someone doesn't fit your niche, if they come to you and they're a good fit for you to help, absolutely work with them. You are not going to have only 100% spot on people in your niche, but this is how you communicate effective marketing. There's also that component of scarcity mindset. If I say no to this client, or if I niche down too much, it's kind of like this, the first one, am I going to deter people and I need the money, or I want to make the sales, or I want to grow? And it can, the scarcity mindset can really lead to the fear of missing out, right? Like I said. And again, it can feel limiting. It can feel constricting. So I'm going to give you some examples here in just a minute, but again, you're going to work with people outside of your niche. So, but sometimes when we really hone in on a specific person, that we are going to be speaking to in our marketing, it can feel like you're leaving a lot of people out. But just hear me on this, that you are going to be able to help many, many people, even with a clear niche. So here's the thing, you need a hook, and this hook is for your niche. So kind of think of an umbrella, right? So you are going to have your hook kind of like, on an umbrella, and you're going to talk to a very specific person, but then under the umbrella are a lot of other people, right? So certain parts of your niche are going to resonate with a multitude of people. You're going to get your 100% spot on, and then you're going to get your people who fall into specific categories under your niche. And all of that is great, and it's okay if they are the type of client you'd like to work with. So here is an example. Here's a hook, right? So rather than someone saying, yeah, I'm a personal trainer and I like working with moms, a hook is, I help new moms get their pre-baby bodies back in 90 days. Okay, that is a really clear hook. So if I'm a mom and I'm stressing out over the way my body's changed after having a baby, the chances I'm going to hire trainer A with this hook versus trainer B, who is a personal trainer who just kind of works with people, chances are I'm going with trainer A. Very good chance of that, okay? And here's the thing, you can do so many other things. Even if this is your hook, even if you get new moms get their pre-baby bodies back, you can work with moms who have 8-year-olds, right? They don't have to be new moms. You can work with moms who have their pre-baby body already and they just want to get in great shape. You can work with women in their 50s who were moms and haven't seen the body that they once had since they were in their 20s. It doesn't mean you're just working with new moms, but this is who you are specifically speaking to. And this is really, really important. Because it's easier to position yourself as an expert when you have a very, very clear hook, okay? And you know where to find your soulmate clients. So you know where these people hang out, you know the types of groups they're in, you know the organizations they participate in, and that kind of thing. And you speak the language of your soulmate client. If you're just speaking in general language, again, it's very, very hard to stand out, to position yourself as the expert, and to really attract those people that you were meant to work with. And, the marketing space, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, is louder than it's ever been. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. So we want to get really clear here. And again, this is what I was just saying. You clearly differentiate yourself from everyone else in your particular industry. So, little story, when I niched down. So when I first got into personal training, I kind of did what everyone did. I took whatever clients would work with me, and they all had like a multitude of goals. And on top of that, you know, when you're learning, you're not a very good trainer, but you know, things really changed for me because I was a trainer just working with anyone when I was a trainer in New York City, to when I opened my boot camp in Georgia, I became a women's fat loss expert. And that changed how people wanted to work with me. So it changed people wanting to work with me just because my schedule fit theirs or because they liked my personality or whatever, to actually positioning my gym as the go-to place for people who are really ready to change and get results. That's kind of what we ended up being known for. And it's a huge, huge and important shift. So you're going to change your language and your messaging when you get really clear on your niche. And you're going to help people understand what you do in 30 to 60 seconds because you have clarity about the problem that you help them solve. So this, I realized, needed to be in this program. We're not going to deep dive here quite yet, but I realized doing a lot of networking and things like that personally that most people, again, doesn't matter the industry, are not very good at articulating what they do. So I want to make sure you understand what you do so you can tell other people about it. And again, you should be offering a solution to a real life and potentially painful problem, right? You know, getting in better shape, moving better, getting more toned. I'm using some gym examples, or, you know, whatever your example is in your industry, those are not painful problems, right? Those are very vague problems, and that is not what we want. So even if you sell, let's say, wedding dresses, you know, you don't just sell wedding dresses. What is the transformational experience that you provide for your soulmate client that no one else can? And you got to get super clear there so that you can differentiate yourself. So you wouldn't say, if you're, let's say, a life coach, you wouldn't say, I empower women. That is so unclear. But you might say, I help women at the end of their ropes save their marriages, right? So you get a very clear picture of who that woman is, how she feels, what the goal is, and how you work with them in one sentence versus I empower women, which is super, super vague, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. All right. So clarify your results statement. I skipped through this, but actually I want to make sure that all of you are doing this. This is, okay, so this is a little bit of a reminder because I think this is super, super important. So I've gotten some great emails from those of you in the program who are already utilizing this. And if you haven't yet, now is the time because this is huge and it's really going to shift your energy and the soulmate clients and the people you draw to you. So if you're not doing that. Okay, let's go back to your results statement. So this is something that you started to work on a little bit last week. Okay, and these are the people when you do your morning invitation. Okay, when you do your marketing copy, your Facebook ad copy, when you speak to people in a networking group. Your result statement is super important that you have that clarity, right? And again, in the invitation every morning, these are the people that you are inviting into your world so that you can help them. So I help target market with the problem you solve or the result you deliver, they desire, whatever, so that they can what, right? I help target market, problem you solve so that they can, what is the benefit they gain? Okay, so if you're struggling, I wanted you to start to work on the result statement because what tends to happen is that you get some free-flowing ideas, right? You're gonna get words and phrases jumping out and you're gonna really start to think about the mind of your soulmate client. And now that you've had that experience of starting to think about what is this result that I provide, now you can actually narrow it down into a statement that you can easily communicate, okay? So work on this piece. So something like, I help new moms reclaim their pre-baby bodies in 90 days so that they can have the energy to raise their babies with the confidence and grace they deserve, right? That's really beautiful. It's really powerful versus personal trainer A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever over there, you know, all these trainers who stand out. This is a powerful statement that is going to touch these new moms really, you know, in their hearts, and they are going to want to work with somebody who is niched down like this with this type of result statement. Okay. So I want you to work on this and send it to me for approval. And once I have approved your result statement, and I think the language is good and powerful and resonates, then what you're going to do is you're going to go and update your social media profiles and email signatures. So on Instagram, for example, and on Facebook, under your profile picture, you can have a description of, and you can do this on LinkedIn or, you know, Twitter, whatever social media you really use. I want you to put your result statement there. Okay. So how do you help people transform so that when people click on your profile, they know exactly what you do? And once you have this result statement, this is the person I want you to think about when you're doing that morning invitation every single day. And in the next video, we're going to get way deeper into continuing to further refine this, continuing to get to know your soulmate client. So I'm super excited for you to get into this. Send me your result statement as soon as you have completed it or you think it's good, and we'll play with it until it is good to go. And this is actually a great thing to bring onto the group calls as well for group feedback. So I'm excited to see what you come up with, and I will see you in the next video.